Hello, Nami. North Carolina, Bruce, what's up, brother? See you around town. Michael, Los Angeles, El Paso, Bernard, Mark, what's going on, brother? Boise. Dennis, hello. James, Rafi from San Francisco. Yep, I'm from Corey Rose from Oceanside. I spent some time in San Diego when I was in the Marines. I've been to Oceanside once or twice. What's going on, Janet from Phoenix? Sunny Phoenix, she says. It's kind of a gloomy day here. I don't know. Derek, how's the weather in Alabama right now? I know you're in Alabama. I'm in South Carolina. It's a little gloomy, a little
Yeah,
overcast.
it's kind of gloomy. The last few days has been really nice though. So
We can't complain. Be wrong if
no,
we complain. And I see Terry down in St. Petersburg like ha ha ha. I'm laughing all the way to the weather bank. And you guys, right? Yep, I am, Vic. Thanks for asking. I'm feeling much better, much better. I am under the influence of some drugs to help me feel better. I promise you that I may or may not have abused them. So I really made no promise at all. Okay, guys. So, but rain today. Perfect. So let's do this. So we definitely can hear me. I just want to give. We're coming right up at start time right now. So I just want to make sure everybody's getting in that has the chance to get in. Let me get comfortable, and then we'll get this going and sort of get this set up the roll here. Let me do. There's a box right here that needs to go away. Put that back, and then the chat off this screen. I love dual monitors. There's everybody. Let me ask you this: everybody on the call, are you working on a single or dual monitors? Single or dual monitors? Who's? Let me see. Single, dual, triple, single, dual, single. I see a lot of singles. I see a lot. That's surprising. You gotta switch over to two. Let me tell you, like right now you can see my screen. There's nothing on it, and then on my other monitor I have like all the chat box, all the other stuff. And just during a day, guys, just productivity wise, adding another screen, they're inexpensive these days. You can get another monitor for $100. And they're amazing. The amount of you don't have to minimize, maximize this, that, and other. So everybody, you have single. I would take a strong look sometime when you're ready, but upgrade. Just grab another monitor. A little productivity increase. I guarantee you'll see it. So let's see. Increase production, says Gary. Yep. Living on a laptop. Yep. Right. So okay. So perfect. So we got that. So this should be the PowerPoint, right? So let's get this pulled up. Everybody can see the PowerPoint. Search engine badassery with Rymac, Derek Pierce, Robert, and Emily also of Daredevil Marketing. She'll be on. Oh no, here we go. Watch. Now you can. Now can you see? I had my screen paused earlier. I do that a lot.
you were probably on the wrong monitor, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, I was on. I get my monitor. No, I had my screen paused. That's what it was. Just okay, perfect. Yeah, okay. Now we can see it. So today is just gonna be Derek and I. Okay, Robert is in the background, and Emily is not on this call. But just over the course of the next 3 weeks, you'll see a mixture of all of us, and to be interactive mixture of all of us. Okay, so come over here, and then. Now, I want to congratulate everybody, okay, on making a very wise decision, and that was to take control of your business and your life, jumping in on this training, because we're going to give you what you need to be able to do this, okay? And I think it's important that you are congratulated for making this sort of decision, okay, guys? So that's the very first thing I want to get out the way. Now, let's set the tone a little bit. This is, and I'm going to get to that in a second, Bruce. I'm going to get to that in a second, Bruce, okay? Now, this is originally it was going to be 2 weeks. We're making a 3-week course, okay, guys? So you're going to get this 3 weeks in a row. The first week is sort of a foundation of SEO. We're going to go over some basic terminology on page, okay? We're going to go over your easiest path to success. Okay, for a lot of people, that's Hangouts. It's your best foot forward into seeing that SEO works, okay? To trying to rank something, doing a Hangout. And then seeing, oh shit, it does work. SEO isn't a myth, and these are for the people who's never really ranked anything. Now, on the call, real quick, one, if you've never ranked anything, and that's all I need to know. Just one, if you've never ranked anything. If you're just completely wet behind the ears, you're like, I just learned about SEO 2 days ago because of you. Okay, now let me get the pulse of that for how many people, because I see how many people on the call. Okay, one. Never. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 12% of the call has never ranked. So that's good. So we got a large. Okay, so we got a. Oh, no more ones coming in. 8, 9, 10. right? Trained but not. So that's good. So it looks about maybe 20% of you have just never ranked anything. Okay, just So this call will be good for you. Now, for everybody else, the remainder, who has ranked something, we also have stuff on here for you. Okay, so but keep in mind, guys, what we have to do is everybody who just put in the 1 to 20%, we don't want to leave them behind. Okay. We definitely don't want to leave them behind. And not only that, the foundation of SEO when it comes to websites is important. And Derek and I feel that there's a lot of miscommunication out there when it comes to the foundation and just simple things that you make sure are correct on your page before you send the backlinks and that's where the power really comes in, right? Okay, guys, right? Now, the second week, okay, that's next Wednesday, same time. We're going to be getting a little bit more advanced, okay, with a little bit more on your plate, all right? And we're going to be building on what we're setting the tone for this week, okay? So at the end of this week, you also will be getting a homework assignment. And if you participate and you do the homework assignment, when you come to week 2, we'll be able to help you and give you feedback on what you did in week 1. If you don't do what we asked you to do in week 1, then we can't help you in week 2 as far as giving you live feedback in this group setting, okay? Yes, I see the questions coming in about the Facebook group. We're going to get there in just a second, all right? Third week is going to be advanced techniques that would make you go, WTF, right? They may seem crazy, but with practice and doing, you'll get the hang of it, and with this training, you will understand it. But we're going to get into stuff at the very end of this that may seem intimidating to some of you, but I promise it's not. Not only that, surprise guest, I called Greg Morrison on the phone the other day, and I said, hey, Greg, I'm running an SEO course with Derek. We're all buddies. I'd love it if you want to come on and rap with my people. I'm sure they would appreciate it. He was like, hell yeah, just let me know, and we're there. And for scheduling, it looks like the final week we're going to bring in Greg. Okay? We're going to bring in Greg. Yes, we're going to go over that in domination on the first page. Right? So what you're really getting, guys, what you've really invested in is myself and Derek, okay? And we're going to teach you, and I'll bring in Greg too. So you got the in my mind, three of the best SEOs you can learn from in the 3-week crash immersion course, okay? All right, guys? So, no, we're not so much freestyle on week 3. Week 3 is going to be very advanced stuff. And then I forgot to put in here, actually, week 3, we're going to talk about monetization too, okay? Week 3, we're going to talk about monetization as well. But we're going to talk about some advanced techniques. Derek's got some super advanced stuff. I got some advanced stuff. And Greg has advanced stuff. We can blow your minds with stuff. Week 1 and week 2 set the baseline for that, okay, guys? We all tracking so far. We all tracking so far. Is this making sense? Okay? Is everybody excited about the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Everybody type in like you're like stoked to be here.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah. We're getting shit yes, hell yes, fuck yes, super stoked, all those. And Derek and I are too. Okay, we're ecstatic to be here and in this position, and fortunate enough to be able to have people that trust us to invest in us to want to learn from us. So we're just as excited as you. Okay, so let's make a deal. Derek and I, as well as Greg, we're going to pour everything we have and give you 110% of ourselves during these calls, guys. Right? Please be respectful. Okay? Please be respectful, and please utilize the Facebook group. Right now, Emily's working in the background. We have all your emails that you purchased through. She's sending you information to that email and setting you guys up and putting you in the groups. Okay? So check those. I think you have to check those emails. Emily, she made it. Emily, type in the chat box for me. Just let me know what I need to tell them. I know you're setting them up in the background. Do they need to check an email and follow instructions, I think? Something along those lines. But, guys, it's difficult for us to keep the people who actually paid for the group in the group and then not letting stragglers in. It's not fair to you guys if free people are getting in the group. So there is a process, okay? There is a process. We'll get to that in the final link. That's the stuff that's going to make your head spin, okay? I can just, let's make her, okay, let me make her an organizer real quick, and she'll start taking care of you guys. Hold on. Emily, she's a panelist. Make organizer, so there's going to be a lag there for her for a second. 1 second, guys. Making Emily organized. She's going to take care of your Facebook group stuff right now. So by the time after this call's over, we'll all have a Facebook group to get in and network in, okay? All right, Super Messier missed. We got that out the way. Now, so let's get into sort of the outline, what we want to cover today. Okay, on page versus off page SEO. Okay, on page versus off page SEO. On page meaning everything that is found on the actual money site or what it is that you want to rank. The off page is all the backlinkings and everything else that are pointing to that page. Okay, guys. Now, Google PageRank, we're going to talk about the importance of that and the difference. Okay, we're going to talk about how to model SEO for your niche or your market or your vertical. Okay, guys, we're talking, and that's where Derek's going to take over there and talk about some really good stuff there. And at the very end of this, we're going to talk about testing the waters, and we're going to show you how to test the waters with Hangouts because that's going to be the easiest for most of you now. If you're bold, you don't have to test the waters with Hangouts. You can test and take longer to other things. But we're going to talk about testing the waters. Derek's actually got a really cool process that he just figured out on using pre-recorded content for our Hangouts. That's going to save a lot of people a lot of time and take your work and amplify and leverage so you get 10 times the amount of SEO work done with just one or two pre-recorded videos. Okay, guys. So this is sort of the outline for today. Now, there's not 100 slides here. There's maybe umpteen slides. There's going to be a lot of in the search engines, a lot of getting our sleeves rolled up and looking at things, okay? All right, guys? So I want you right now in the chat box, to go ahead and just define search engine optimization. What does it mean to you right now? Okay, and we're going to give like 30, 45 seconds here because some people may type out a nice little, what have you. I want you to define it. And then I'm going to sort of define it as I see it and use it, and then Derek will give his 2 cents as well. Okay.
To get my assets ranked for keywords, that's good.
Manipulate the search engine results to achieve higher rankings. Get maximum exposure. Process to rank your URL for the highest Google placement. Making sure people look for your stuff, find your stuff. Ranking high in search engines.
It's flying in faster than I can actually see it.
Yes, it's difficult. Getting a web property to rank high as possible. And I'm seeing a lot. The theme, and this is what I sort of felt. Okay, so the theme here that I'm getting, and Derek, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably saw this, is about like ranking high on Google, which obviously that's what SEO is about. But for me, the way I define it at the very end of the day, okay, the very end of the day, SEO is used to build brands. Okay, it's used for branding. Things like, man, I see you everywhere. That's what we're talking about domination. That's what we're talking about ranking for multiple listings or multiple keywords and to drive traffic. Okay, so it's branding and traffic. Okay, and that's sort of the way I define it. I mean, Derek, I'm sure you say it a different way. Like, how would you define SEO? What does it mean to you? I guess is my question.
My main thing is driving traffic. I mean, just recently Google went down back in like August for 5 minutes, and 40% of the search traffic just plummeted. Right. So for me, I'm looking at Google. We want to rank in Google because that's where it's at. That's where the traffic's going. If anybody goes to the internet or whatever, the first place they go to, it's not a social site. It's not Facebook, Twitter, or anything. The majority of people go to Google to begin a search. They go to a search engine. So that's where you want to be. That's where the traffic's at, and that's where you want to be in front of.
No, exactly. And guys, I want you to think about this. Who's heard of one if you have, two if you haven't? Who's heard of the company LifeLock? One if you have, two if you haven't. 111111122 11111. Why have? Okay, it's almost everybody. Okay, right now, why does everybody on this damn call, minus one or two people, know about LifeLock? Because they're everywhere. Okay, because they are everywhere. Now, okay. Now think about taking that everywhere that is offline and physical, billboards, radio spots, TV commercials, this, that, and the other. When end users on the internet are doing all these different searches and looking for solutions to their problems, and the same people when the same multiple listings come up, meaning they're everywhere, you get a on the internet LifeLock effect, right? Does this make sense, guys? Okay, so they're seeing you everywhere. So not only are we getting the traffic because we're dominating, but we're also building a long-term brand, right? Right? So a lot of people, and I think it's important to remember, it's about traffic, but it's also about building brands. Okay, it's also about building your brands. And by dominating the search engines, you're able to create that LifeLock effect in a much smarter scale, just in your vertical, in your market, online. Okay? Now, if you can do this online for, say, a company like LifeLock, they know that they're everywhere already, but they're not everywhere online. Guy, I looked recently. I'm thinking about going to that market and some other stuff, but they're not anywhere on the internet. Okay? So I can say, look, your brand's everywhere. You're just not brand on the internet. You're missing out on all this brand awareness, right? Okay? So, all right. So now does everybody sort of have, you feel like they understand at the basic level, the core level, SEO, right? We should all be on the same page. I think everybody's called smart enough to get it. And for the ones who had never ranked anything, I still think you understand SEO. Okay, so it starts with the on page of your websites, guys, right? And Derek, I didn't know if you had any examples for this right here. You want me to pull over?
No, I want to interject there real quick. We
Sure.
had a question here come in about the about the branding deal. If you're doing, especially if you're doing offline, if you're doing offline marketing, if you can show someone where you just completely taken over a space, doesn't even matter if it's their space or not, but you've taken over somebody else's space, then that's gonna, that where you can show that credibility. That's where it really comes into play. That's an easy sell, especially if you're doing, the local business or the offline marketing side.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, Garrett, we are recording. We should be recorded, okay? Or we are recording on multiple machines, okay? So we're gonna talk about each one of these bullet points really quickly, okay? Because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page, right? And then I'm gonna search engines. We'll actually show you, how to look at these things and how to quickly find them, okay? Find the information and see what someone's on page, okay? How long? Okay, let me ask this question first. Let me ask this question first. How many people here at least understand on page and use it to research their competitors, looking at what their on page looks like, right? Looking at what their on page looks like, other competitors or in the market. Okay, never done it. Yes, easy breezy, right? Simple. Yep. Nope. See, yep. So we have everything on this first call from brand new to people that know SEO, right? Nope. Yes. Nope. Look. Nope. Yep. It's critical. Let's talk about that for a second. And Derek, I want you to chime in on this too. So, Rafi tells me yes, it's critical. Now, let me say this: on page is important, but it's not critical. Derek, would you agree with me on that statement? Or this is the way I see it. On page used to be critical and important, but I think in the age of 2014, it's less and less important. You can get away with it's easier to get over penalized for over optimization of your on page, and I'd rather just not worry about my on page being perfect and make it look natural.
I think that's where Rafi probably was talking about was the critical side. Was it being easier to over optimize for certain keywords or whatever? But for me, the way that I do it, I don't really write for the search engines. I just have articles written, and I tell them like, don't stuff these keywords in here. Just write it normal. Just write it to where just like an average person would be reading it. Don't write it to rank for anything. So if you kind of keep that in mind, then you should be pretty safe when it comes to that. But at least that's been my experience as well. But I think that's where Rafi was coming from, was regarding the the over optimization side of things.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And if that's where you're coming from, then perfect. And this is a problem. Like right now, if you go look about on page, like you gotta have the meta title, the meta keywords, you gotta have the H1, you have to have H2, you have to do people tell you have to do things a certain way when at the end of the day, and we're going to talk about this, at the end of the day, backlinks are king, okay? At the very end of the day, your on-page can make it, say that you had decent on-page and you had a sweet spot, and it would take 5 backlinks to rank, but say you dick up your on-page really, really bad, now it might take you 10 backlinks to rank. Okay, but at the end of the day, I feel like that backlinks are king. Now, there are a lot of questions I'm getting. Let's see, what do you think about using meta tags? What people say they're irrelevant. We still use the meta tags, Jordan. Okay, but we don't focus on them. Okay, it's not like it's not a huge deal to us. Okay, let's see.
I think the best way to put it with the on page is you're going to get more power whenever you start backlinking. Whenever you start actually, putting some high authority, high quality backlinks to your site, it's actually going to improve your rankings. You can still rank with bad on page SEO. That's not a requirement. If you've got everything jacked up on page, you can still rank. And I think that's what you're alluding to, Ryan. Is like you can still get the on-page factors wrong, but as long as you've got the backlinks going in the right direction, then you can still rank. What on-page does just helps to complement what you're doing with your off-page SEO.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find. I just want to find a very simple example site to sort of, because there's most everybody on is pretty smart, so most everybody on gets a lot of the on-page stuff. But I just want to sort of go over how I do it, and how I quickly look at something that a competitor. So in the chat box, somebody just give me a market. Give me a market to look at while I get a incognito. I just gotta make sure I'm signed out of Gmail and stuff. So this is sign out. Pull over an incognito, and
we got a roofing self defense HVAC Tampa.
Okay, so let's just do. You said roofing in Tampa. Just say bowling. Okay, let's just say bowling. Say you want to go into you want to go into learn how to bowl niche, right? I got to learn how to bowl. Let's just do that.
Damn it, Ryan! You picked my niche.
Did I?
No, I'm just kidding.
Right. So what do we see here, guys? First of all, we see we got a YouTube link at number 1, right? Okay, 350 million results. Okay, so one of the first things when I like to look at the on-page, they got a lot of wikis. What is this? Bowling about wiki, learning to bowl. So look, this guy tried to rank. Okay, this is what I'm looking. So you see this learning to bowl? It's pretty close to the keyword. He's trying to rank for these words. So first of all, for those of you who don't know, okay, make sure you're paying attention if you don't know what the titles and stuff are and what this actual page represents. Okay, but here's the title. All this blue is the title from the site. Okay, this is the title. Obviously URL, and then here is the description. Now you can either predefine that in your meta description, which a lot of people tell you to do, and you should put a keyword, and here's the keyword right here that it has in it. If you don't define it, it pulls, Google just pulls from your site. Okay, so one quick way for me to look at competitors' sites and just see is to open, and then you view the page source. Okay? View the page source. Now, this looks like gobbledygook. Who's that never looked at the page source of a website before? Because every time I look at these, I want to cringe, but I don't, because it's very easy to get through here. Okay? Who's never looked at it? Okay, so as long as it's, let me know. Nope. Okay. So this is one of the quickest ways. So what are we looking for? Okay? We want to see, so I just hit in, I'm on a PC, guys. I'll zoom in so you guys can see this too. What I do is hit Control F. On a PC, that means find. Okay? And for me, for that means it means find. So if I want to find the H1 tags, I type in H1. Here's one right here, right? Learning to bowl. So he has that keyword, okay, wrapped in his H1 tag right here. Right? So that means that's one of the keywords he's trying to rank for. You see the H1 shows up 4 times. So, and then another header. This is just a welcome header. Welcome to the website that falls under H1. Okay? If I want to look for the meta information, just type in the word meta. It finds it in a document. Okay? Tells you right here where he put the keywords. Here's this meta keyword. Just tells you what this guy's trying to rank for. Okay? Zoom in a little bit. Make sure you guys can see this. Let's see, FYI, it's most difficult in Safari. I've never used Safari, so I don't know. All right. Okay, so right here, typed in meta, it returns keyword. So now we know that this guy is trying to rank for. Now, what was the keyword we originally did? Learning how to bowl. Learn how to bowl. Let's see if he has it here. Learn to bowl. So he put learn to bowl. He has it here twice. He has how to bowl here, so that makes it right. Mark saying for Apple people, Apple plus F on Mac, right? Where are you guys typing in keywords in H text? Okay, at the top. Okay, I typed in Control F, and if you see up here at the top of my screen, it gives me a little find bar. So whatever I type in here, it's going to find. Okay, guys.
You can also just go to edit and then find, I believe.
Yeah, and yeah, this is just a process. This is just like I've gotten good at just looking at the course, doing a quick search, seeing what they have on here in their meta. Their meta is not that important, but I like seeing it because I like seeing what they're trying to rank for. I mean, obviously, this guy's trying to rank for bowling stuff because he's got the exact match domain, right? So that's why I like looking at this guy and seeing what because he's trying to, right? Obviously. So let's go back here. Oops, I'm actually still in the source. Okay, so are there any questions on this, on quickly finding in the source code your competitor's H1 tags? I mean, we can see if he has an H2 tag. You know, here's his H2, so he's going all the way, right? Tricks for that 300 game. So that's more of an LSI keyword than the actual, right? This is clean. We'll talk about EMDs, Dave. We got to baby step this stuff. I don't leave anybody behind, right? Bumpers. I noticed have you noticed the Google results looked much bolder, the keywords being picked out? Yeah, so the keywords are usually always picked out in the title. That's nothing new. So learn how to bowl. So learn a bowl is my keyword. Learn bowl. But and one good example I like to show people actually is this. I think I showed it on the call. The actual badassery, the actual webinar we did, but just to drive the point home. So if you type in the word shoelaces, this is just one word shoelaces. The number one position has the word shoelace in the title. This one does. This one does. This one does. This one doesn't. This is one of my sites. So I need to put the word shoelace. I was testing on how important the title was. So now I'm going to go back and hopefully by the end of this course, actually, I'll have the word shoelace in here. And we'll see if we bump up just based on that. But if you look right here, shoelaces, shoelace, 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 shoelace. So I'm the only website that doesn't have shoelace. So I'm right in the middle of the page, right? So for me, that tells me I need to put the word shoe in front of, Laced Up Laces is the brand, but I need to put the word shoe in front. Have I lost anybody on that? Have I lost anybody on that? Does that make sense? So this sort of goes into actually looking at the mark and stuff. So I jumped a little bit ahead, but I want to make sure, right?
Real quick on the H1 and H2 tags, Matano. This is a question. Just giving a quick definition of the H1, H2, and H3 and their purpose. Basically, what this is this gives the search engines when the bots come crawl it. This says, okay, this page is more about this specific thing. So a H1 tag means like this is important on this page. So one of the things that you don't want to do, and this is really easy to do within, like if you're doing a WordPress site or whatever, we can show you that here in a little bit. But one of the things that you don't want to do is you don't want to go in and just stuff these with keywords. You want to be sure that these look natural, that they read natural. You don't want to just stuff like the H1 with a primary keyword and the H2 with another keyword and the H3 with another keyword. You want to keep it where it looks somewhat natural instead of stuffing it in there. So hope that makes sense.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of how not important on-page information it can be, because we've really just hammered this with really good links. This website is ranking all over the place for a lot of words and doing well. It's not bad business considering we're only selling damn shoelaces. It's not a lot of money per yes, but the source here. So let me show you guys. I just was in here. So we go to source and we look at zoom in a little bit here, okay, and then hit Control F, right? So H1, there's none. H2 is just the name of a product. or type of shoelace, right? So we would have that in there. Okay. I think this is built over Shopify too. I'm not sure. Let me type in keywords. I don't even know if we have keywords in here. See, we don't even have made keywords listed in here, guys. Okay, so this is a pure e-commerce platform built over the top of Shopify. I want to say I'm not 100% if they built it over, but this is just, you know, to me, on page is important, but at the end of the day, backlinks are key. Okay, all right. So and like that, and for me, that's what makes me say this. This is actually a good example. I'm glad I thought about this. I think we embedded some Hangouts and done some stuff on here for him and some other stuff, but it's ranking well for a lot of good words. It's generating money. Okay, so that's sort of the. Let's see, what else should we cover here on the.
And Ryan, I know you guys have run this test too, and I know probably a lot of people on the call have like tried to make a website and tried to make it absolutely perfect, where the content's perfect, where you know you really stress about the content that's on there because you've heard content is king from Matt Cutts and Google and all these other people, and you stress about getting it just right, and you think you've just got just perfect, and then you think you're done, and then what happens? Nothing. So you know, I've got sites that I've tested out on where it just doesn't happen anymore, where you can, you know, just write some good content and get your on page just right and rank for it. It rarely happens. Now you've got to supplement it with quality backlinks.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. And if man, a lot of questions are pouring through here. Okay, so images. We didn't talk about that. So we still do practice this though. So let me show you this, guys. Who knows? Let me make sure, because like I said, I know that we have some experience in new images being on your website. Okay, who knows what the alt tag ALT is? Alt tag. Yes, yes or no? Yes or no? And like I said, so I know that there's people on here. I just want to make sure we don't lose everybody. Majority of yeses, and of course. And all yeses, 2 no's, image description. Okay, so let's just talk about this for 1 second. I just want to make sure. So image is another thing. Okay, let me just find the site that I know that we've municipal financing. I know for a fact. Oh look, we finally pushed Goldman Sachs to number 3. Haha, assholes. This is new. Okay, so here's one of our sites. And let me see if I think we're just running Hangouts to this one right here. We must be no images. Let me go see if we have something else ranking here. This is mine. I want to find one that nope, same thing. Oh, I know one. This one. This one should have some images, and I'll just show you. I use Michael Taggart's Newswire for press releases. So look, here's an image on my site right here. You guys see this? Okay. So if I hover over it, hover over. See how it says municipal financing? We named the file the keyword. Okay, municipal financing. So we just named it in the. It doesn't have to be the exact keyword, but it, you know. So the actual file's name. Now, if we look at the source code, and you type in ALT. You'll find, oh shit, we got a lot of them because we do a lot of alt stuff. No, alternative energy. Okay, so right here is, let me zoom in.
Something I noticed too, you've got a lot of pictures on that site too. So
yeah, we got a lot of pictures on this site. All right, here we go. So right here, it's hard to see, but this is an image. If you type in IMG, you can actually find them easier. Type in IMG. This is image. Right, and it tells our information, and then here's our alt tag, ALT, and we just named it whatever keyword we want. Right? Yeah, I did all. Yeah, there's a lot of alt images. Probably there's 65 of them. So let's do image. You see, there's only 9. There we go. So here it is again. Image, source, class. Nope. Down. Did you guys see that though? That alt tag, what I was talking about, and that's what I do, Derek. I don't know if you do something different. Here it is right here again. I'm gonna try to zoom way in for you guys. And move up a little bit. Of course, I zoom in, I lose my spot. Asshole. Go back up and down. Yeah.
I do this. I do the same stuff, Ryan.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect.
What I do though is you just want to be sure to include several images in with your content. I mean, that's the one thing that I can say.
Yeah.
And that's what I was noticing on your homepage there. It looks like you got several images there in
Yeah.
addition to the video.
Yeah, in addition to this video. So we have several images. So that's an example of the actual image. Okay, so the title is important. As I shown you, I'm number 5, and I probably could be higher if I had the actual word. I'm the only in the top in all the first 10. I'm the only website that doesn't have the keyword in the title, and I think I'm hurt. I'm number 5 for that. Okay, I bet when I change it, I'm gonna change it for you guys, and then hopefully we'll get some movement by our next call. We'll see if I go up or down or what happens. But maybe that can show the power on that. I think H1 and H2 has become a little bit less relevant, but still important. Don't overdo it. Be smart with it. Your content doesn't have to be PhD level. I don't think that the better the content the better the content, the better, obviously. But the worse the content, it's not detrimental. Okay, it's not detrimental. Images, we still use them. Make sure the image file, the name of the image is the keyword or a similar word. And then URL structure. Okay, so what's important, and I guess we can touch on EMDs in this one. Let me find, I'm trying to think of an example here. I don't know if, Derek, if you have a good example you can think of you have for URL structure you'd like to go over?
I can put a WordPress site in here. We can kind of look at the permalinks and talk a little bit about that because
Yeah.
I do everything. I do everything with WordPress, so just kind of keep it
Okay,
somewhat
yeah.
basic on that.
Where is it at? Where do we pull it up at? I just want to
Just,
pass you the screen real quick.
Yeah, you just pass the screen, be fine.
Yeah. All right, guys, hold on one second. Let's pass the screen. Let Derek jam on some of the stuff he wants to show you on URL structure. Make organizer. No, I mean make presenter. And then, yep. Okay, it's coming over to you.
All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So the way you change this is you can go in here to you go to settings whenever you log into WordPress. You go to settings, and then you go to the permalinks tab. And what this does is this gives you, you'll see all these options. Initially, it's going to be this default where it equals like question mark P equals 1, 2, 3. You don't want to leave it like that. You want to change it. And the way that I have mine is done this way right here. I use this last one where it's the post name, and I'll also, in some instances, when I've got some plugins that I use, I got a plugin called Page One plugin that I utilize and will automatically do this for you. So anyway, does everybody understand what this is? And I want to make sure that we're good, that everybody knows.
Yeah, I've been using Page One plugin forever too, dude. I love that plugin forever. Does everybody on here have Page One plugin? Does anyone have? That might help. Maybe we can get some copies out to some people. Derek, I don't know what you think about that. It looks like a lot of people don't. But Page One plugin, we've used it for a while. It automates a lot of the basic on page and setup stuff that we need done. Like all this stuff that we're showing you that's important to set a foundation. It automates some of that stuff as a plugin. So, guys, don't sweat over that. We'll figure it out after the call. Okay, we'll make sure that everybody, we'll figure out how to get you taken care of, whatever. But I've used it forever. I love that thing, actually. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, so basically it'll just combine like the top plugins that I use, and it will like configure it, and will automatically configure your permalink structure to where you don't have to worry about that. But essentially, you don't want it to be where your URL structure is like, you don't want it to be like where it's like in this case fast traffic formula question mark P equals and a bunch of numbers. You want this to be where it's rich with your keywords.
Yeah, and the second part is now. So I sort of want to touch on. I think this is a good time to touch on EMDs now, Derek.
Okay.
Since we're talking about your URL structure. So guys, tell me right now, are EMDs working or are they not working? And if you say they're not, then tell me why. I just want to see, or if you've had EMDs take a hit recently, right? Still working, but easier to optimize. EMDs work. Yep, sure helps. Don't know. Still working now. So, okay, now, okay, I'm sorry, what is an EMD? Okay, yeah. So an EMD, exact match domain. So like Derek, if you type in like how to learn bowling or whatever, like .com, or that site we just were at, that example we're using, like, see if that pulls up anything. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. We don't need anything to pull up. We're just looking at the we're just looking at that. Yeah, we're just looking at the URL structure.
Okay.
Right. So say this is an EMD. If you're going for the word how to learn bowling, right? This is an exact match domain, right, guys? That's what that means for everybody who said what's an EMD. Now, what's important with your URL structure here is to not. It's easy to over optimize. So your page that you would want to rank about learning how to bowl, you don't want to call another page learn bowling, right? So put the / and just like do an over optimized page there. Put like / and then yeah, that's probably best in a notepad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
yeah. Yeah, Vic, we'll do that. We'll get a list of all the plugins and stuff we use. I pretty much the page one plugins like one of the main only because it encompasses all the plugins. Okay, so like Derek typed here, howtolearnbowling.com, you want to have / learn bowling as a page, or how to learn bowling, or even I wouldn't even put the word bowling, learn, or how to in it, right? Because Google's looking at that, and you're pretty much you're in a crosshairs for over optimization. You have it as the exact match, then you have as the page name, then you have as the content, then you have as the H1, then you have as the image, and Google's like, all of this, you're trying too hard. Okay, guys, so if you get an exact match domain, you have to be careful in the way that you name your pages that show up, and that goes back to that, your permalink structure and how those things show back up. Okay, I had some EMDs take a hit a while back. And I didn't care about the actual sites anymore, but I noticed some drop because it used to be like exact match domain / exact match keyword, like for everything, and it just Google didn't like it much, right?
yeah, you basically the old way you could do like it would be keyword.com, and then it would be like keyword, and then you'd have another page it would be like keyword, and you would have this long strand of just nothing but keywords, and that worked for a long time. But this is not what you want to do now. You want to completely stay away from this. You want to again make it look somewhat natural.
Let's see, so some hit, some work. Yeah, hit or miss. For local backlinks are a little bit more so the question was, can you talk about on page as it pertains to local searches? If you're doing it around a site that's branded like Number One Solutions is a brand, but they're selling like plumbing stuff, you just need some the word plumbing to show up at least once on. At the end of the day, for local, have the keyword show up at least once on the page somewhere. I don't care where it is, H1 or in the content, and just any sort of small relevant, and then your backlinks from your PBN will do the talking. Okay, guys, as I showed you in that shoelace example, the on page it's not really there. We're brute forcing that one. Okay, right? It was more of a test too, but PBN's damn autocorrect. You're getting autocorrected? Are you on a phone, John? Let's see. Do we put the town name as a keyword in local, or rely on Google to pick up the address? We're doing local. You should include the name, address, and place in a lot of stuff, like the bottom of the page, like the location, and Google will pick up on that stuff, especially if you have it tied into your Google Plus accounts and different things like that. And that's down the road, guys. That's a little bit we're getting there, but okay, let's continue on. So. I think, is everybody good on understanding EMDs and the over optimization process? Okay, because we want to start talking about some backlinks and stuff, right? Right? Yep. Good. Okay, so we're getting a lot of yeses. Okay, so if you want to hand me the screen, or you want me to take the screen back? I think I got a little bit more, or did you have? Yeah, I have a little bit more to go here on my end. And I saw people asking about Market Samurai. Derek's going to go over that here when I'm finished with my spiel and a couple other things. See, show my screen. right? And then, okay, off-page SEO, guys. We talked about this on the call, the very first call we did, the free training. Okay, but it doesn't. It needs to be said again, guys. You need to hear this stuff. Okay, so off-page SEO, it's all about the links. What type of links coming in? Are they quality links? Are they trusted links? Or is it just tens of thousands of spammy links? Okay, and there's a time and a place in where you send quality links. Okay, and there's a time and a place where you send a quantity of links. Okay, and I think we'll get more into that deeply in like the week 2, 3 when we get a little bit more advanced. But Derek actually gave me this thing. Like he said, and this is a great analogy. He said, link building is like the U.S. electoral voting system, right? The most votes doesn't always win. Okay, does this make sense to everybody? Does this make sense to everybody? The most, and I want you guys to understand that it's an easy mistake for people to think that, well, if if 5 links are good, then 1,000 links are 200 times better. No, not in every case, right? Dave says, "Ha, good analogy." It was when I saw it. Like, man, this is good. I like that. I took him down the old person and newborn babies, but this probably makes much more sense. Ask Al Gore. Funny thing about that, guys, and just a small tidbit. I used to work where the internet was invented, and then so a lot of people when I say it, they're like, "Oh, you used to work for Al Gore." I'm like, "No, assholes, I didn't. He didn't invent it. He just helped. He just helped get funding approved that eventually led to the creation of the internet. He did not create the internet, right? Okay, guys. So the most votes always win. Okay, now. How link juice flows. Derek, if you want to talk about this for just a second, I actually need to clear my throat and take a sip of my drink right here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so basically I wanted to just kind of go over like how, link juice flows to your site. So essentially you've got backlinks, coming into your site. And what that's doing is that's you're flowing the link juice into your site. You're giving your site more authority. Google weighs the authority of your site based on the backlinks and the quality of backlinks that you have. So essentially you've got the link juice coming into your site, and then once you link out to either inner pages or outbound links to other sites, then what this is diluting your link juice. Does that make sense to everybody on the call? Does that everybody understand that about how once you get the link juice coming in, if then you turn around and you've got a lot of links going out, then that's actually diluting your link juice. So what you want to do is you want to direct the links to what you're wanting to rank for. Yeah, you want to have an outbound link to a authority site like a Wikipedia page, or if you're in a whatever markets you're in, whatever kind of authority source. So if it's like a medical market, maybe linking to like a WebMD resource page or something along those lines. But what you want to do is you want to be strategic in where you're linking to. Ryan talked about creating the pages a while ago. So if you're trying to rank a specific page, then that's what you want your links to be pointed to. Let me see what some of the questions are coming in here. So that's why Wikipedia is at the top of every freaking search result. Exactly. They're getting links from everywhere, and that's a good point, Dave, too, because Wikipedia's got a lot of stuff going on. They got a lot of contribution, but the main thing, if you look at their backlinks, it's off the charts. I mean, just from people like me that go in and say, hey, I'm going to link to this authoritative source, and then you Google it and you find a Wikipedia page, and boom, they're in. So it's just adding more and more juice. Just further solidifies and proves that backlinks are the primary driver of what we're looking at.
Yeah, and there's a so the question Jen is saying, like, what about if they are authority links? And Jen, that's the point, is the you have all these backlinks coming into your site, okay, but the links that are going out are the ones that we want to be the authority links, so we want them far and few between, right? So if you have your site that you're going to use to link to your money site to rank, if you have one link off the homepage, that link has 100% power. If you have 2 links, now these links have 50% power. You have 3 links, you have 30. Now it's not that drastic of a change in my opinion, but that's why we like to keep our links from our PBN out to any site. Doesn't matter if it's money sites. We link for our PBNs to authority sites. We link our PBNs to competitors in some cases, just to look natural. But we try to keep that number low, under 25. Usually between 15 and 25, depending on various things, but those are our sweet spots. Yeah, the adding the outbound links to authority sites, this is it, guys. So think of it like this, and I've explained this other ways, but think of it like this. Okay, actually, let's do this. In a chat box, just a few of you, what is Google's job for you? Okay, we all have to keep in mind what Google is, like what it wants for its customers, which are the people using it every day. Right? What's Google's responsibility? What are they trying to do? Right? Blogger, relevant, serve up, trusted and relevant content, says Robert. Yes. Put the best info first. Yes. The most relevant searches first. Yes. Okay, guys. So when you keep that in mind, that's what we want to become, is the most relevant searches. Right? We want to be the most trusted and relevant, and that's where, and Google's looking to backlinks for that trust and relevance. Okay, guys, to find the most useful info. That's right. It wants the most authoritative and trusted sites. Right. Okay, so I think organize the world's information. Did you see anything come there you wanted to cover a little bit, Derek, from the questions? I know a lot of questions came in too. So
yeah, shoot the screen over, and I'll show an example of something that I had done a long time ago, and I've used this as an example before on several trainings here. So let's see here.
I'm shooting over to you right now.
That's cool.
Yep. Make presenter. And then, yep, you should be getting it now. Okay. Yep, turn it back over.
All right, this is just a dummy site that I set up a long time ago. This was a age domain that I bought. But essentially, what we're doing here is this is a site. You can see I've got several links going out right here to different sources. But this is what we're talking about when it comes to linking out to other stuff, to throw the link juice and pass the link juice on to something else. So like in this case, you'll see affiliate marketing. This goes to my affiliate marketing site, which is trafficdiesel.com. So basically, I'm just trying to build the authority of that domain by passing the links off. And the more links that I have outbound from this page, it's actually weakening the link juice of that particular site. So someone asked for an example, so I thought I would just pull this one up real quick since I've used that previously before. Does that make sense to everybody?
Does that help clear up just a little bit there, the link juice and what that stuff means?
Just you see on this particular one, I don't have a whole lot of outbound links. I've got 4 links to enter pages on the site, and then I've got 3 links going out, or 4 links going out within the actual content.
That's one thing, Derek. Do you think we should talk about interlinking now, or is that something we have planned in the next week?
We can do that in the next week's week's call, when we talk more about the because we're going to be talking about building a silo out and all that stuff.
Okay.
So
yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we'll get a little bit more freaky with the interlinking on your sites, which are just as important. Okay. Let's see. Someone said, where was it? Gary said, just won a PR3 for $35. Nice. As long as those links back it up, then that's a good buy, good grab, good little powerful domain for you. Good. Let's see. Trying to imagine a structure of the and also for some of the backlinking stuff, I have a mind map somewhere where I show all the different ways that we backlink to rank and go into the market. So I'll have to make sure we get that for these guys next week. I think we'll pull it up next week too, because it's actually pretty thorough backlinking structure. So Janet, I'll make sure we have that for next week. It's nothing basic, and the theme of this week is a foundation, guys. We want to make sure everybody everybody is coming into this call with what they've already learned from other people from SEO. So you have the way you do it, the way you've learned it, the way that we do it, the way we're teaching it. So just trying to make sure we're all on the same page, on the same good baseline level here, okay, guys? So we're definitely, let's see. Yep, let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Now everybody wants me to share the backlink. Hey, guys, trust me. You don't want to see it right now. It's going to confuse you, okay? I want to save it until next week when we get a little bit more advanced. But it gives you a reason to show up live next week, too, because I'll be giving away to everybody. Let's see. And would love to see the mind. So please share. Everybody send us the link to recording. So, yeah, we're recording. The links will be put up in the Facebook group, which Emily is hooking up for you guys right now in the background. And, yep, how much we use. Let's see. Let's not get into that. Derek, where were we in the PowerPoint? I don't. Let's see here. Was it? We were about to pass it off to you in a minute. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. No, the next one was modeling your market, dude. So you just keep the screen.
Idiot. Okay.
Idiot. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. So let me go to. I'm not used to guys. Bear with me. I'm not used to using PowerPoint. I normally used to using Keynote. So I got to find how to do the slideshow here. That's real smooth, isn't it? You don't know how to use a PowerPoint. All right. Okay, so we talked about this, and I think everybody's good with that. So what you want to do, though, is moving forward, when you're looking at and doing your initial research, you want to model your market, whatever it's doing. And the reason that you want to really look at what's going on with your market, because it's different for different things. So, like, let's just say, for example, and I've used this a lot. Let's say you're in the male enhancement niche, right? If you look at the male enhancement niche, there's not a single site in the top 10 that's using like strictly white hat strategies where it's it's very minimum link building. It's like very aggressive link building. It's the most aggressive, some of the most aggressive link building that you'll see. You can't turn around and take that same approach and use it for the knitting market, or you can't use that same approach for a local plumbing market. You're going to overdo it. You're going to kill your sites. So it's really important that you look at what's going on in the top 10, and I'll show you here in just a minute how I'm able to do that from one screen. And what you want to do is see what the top 10 results are doing, and then model from there and try to outdo that person. Really, this is all about outdoing what your competitors are doing.
And before also he goes into this, guys, don't think because he's not going to talk about a local example, you don't do the same exact thing in a local market. I just want to make sure you guys make that connection. You do this in any market that you look at. Okay, guys? Is everybody tracking on that too? So I saw people like, what about local? Local SEO is the same thing as SEO. It's just, different markets, right? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the bottom line is you just got to model. You got to look at, if you're doing affiliate stuff or whatever, you got to look at your specific niche and your specific market and see what's going on. It's not going to be the same cookie cutter deal for everywhere. You can't be as aggressive in some markets as what you can in others. So what I want to do is I want to look at the top 10 results, see what they're doing. I want to look at, number one, the age of sites, because a lot of times when we're going into markets, we want to we're looking at it, and let's say the market's really competitive. Well, then we're going to be competing against sites that are 5 to 10 years or maybe even older. In those cases, what we want to do is we want to start looking for an age domain that we can use in that specific market that we can rebrand and retheme with our own content to try to compete with those older sites. Some of the markets that you're looking at, you're going to see maybe has a site that's 1 to 2 years old. In those cases, we can go buy a brand new domain and we can rank with those. So next thing we'll look at is how many backlinks there are and where they're coming from. It's, again, as we said before, it's not about quantity, but it's also about quality and what's going on with that. So we want to just look and see what we have, and then we want to look and see how much indexed content. Is this person, got a lot of pages indexed? So the way that I do that is using Market Samurai. And I think, Ryan, you guys use this too as well, right? I guess Ryan's got his mic
No,
muted.
I don't use it. No, yeah, I'm kind of on mute now. No, I don't use. I've used Market Samurai, and I'm not against it, but I don't use Market Samurai just because I've learned other ways, and I'm stubborn, and I don't like learning new stuff. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, so it's perfect. So what we both can go do different things.
Well, the main way that I look at Market Samurai, the main feature that I use is just this SEO competition right here. So we go to SEO competition, and normally this pulls up, but for whatever reason, Market Samurai is giving me some hiccups today. So I'll just kind of go over what is supposed to be displayed here. Normally you can click generate results, and this will pull up the top 10. Maybe it'll do it now, but I tried pulling these up before the call. Looky here. I had to get in front of a live audience, I guess, to actually for it to work.
Yeah. Usually that's backwards. Usually it works right before the call, and then in front of a live audience it wouldn't work. So no complaining here. So
essentially what we're doing is we got our keyword up here, and I just put in a couple just general stuff. And once this is over, you'll see I've got Dallas Locksmith. I want to use the local example, and then I pulled up an example like best blenders. So I'm just going to click generate results here. And we'll take a look at these here in just a second. You'll see it's back to what it was doing before. So we'll just stick with this Dallas Locksmith since this is here. So what I want to do is when I'm looking at this, I want to see what's in the top 10. I want to look, is there videos? Is there Facebook fan pages? Is there Yelp listings? Is there Twitter pages? What is in the top 10? Because I know, for example, if there's a Facebook page, if there's a Twitter page, if there's a YouTube page, then right off the bat, I can, more than likely, all I got to do is create a video, create a Facebook fan page, create a Twitter page, and I can outrank that person because all I got to do is outdo them. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm looking at what's in the top 10. I'm looking at the landscape of what's in the top 10 because Google's given us cues as to saying, okay, this is what we're displaying because they're displaying it for a reason. They're displaying it for user experience. If they feel like a YouTube video is going to benefit the user in the end, then chances are they're going to display the YouTube video in the top 10. In that case, then you see a YouTube video, then all you got to do is just crank out a video and just really outdo it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, if it's not displaying a YouTube video in the top 10, I'm not saying that you can't rank it because that's not the case either. I'm just saying that's a good indicator if you see a YouTube video in the top 10. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, so far we're getting a lot of people. Let's see. Yeah, Brian says directories with local guys really torch the competition. The new, at least I've noticed that like the local landscape, there's a lot more of those Yelp type listings. It also depends on the market too, because Google's trying to serve like the most relevant stuff. So if you put in something like Hookah, Arlington, VA, like it's a lot of Yelp and Facebook and social stuff. I think I got a hangout in there somewhere, but. Let's see. Yes, everybody's getting makes perfect sense, Derek. Yes, but can you see from their age and backlinks of those first 10 websites? So the question is, can you see age and backlinks? Can you explain to the actual what each of those columns mean?
Yep. So that's what we're getting to. So okay. So right here, this is the first thing you see. You got the DA. This is the domain age. And Market Samurai comes with a free trial. I think it's like 14 or 30 days. I'm not real sure, but if you want to download that, then yeah, I recommend it. It's a good piece of software. So you got the domain age, and you can see right here the first one's 4 years old. Then you got a 13-year-old, a 5-year-old. So you can see all these sites here are aged sites that we're going to be competing with if this was something that we were going into. The youngest site is 3 years old. So right off the bat, it tells me like, hey, we need to be looking at, maybe some older sites possibly. Something else that I'm looking at too is I'm seeing this directory. I'm seeing these Yelp listings. You got 2 Yelp listings. These are major authority sites, and that these are 17 years old. So these are major authority sites. If you're trying to if you're trying to rank for a client or something, then I would feel good about creating a Yelp listing for them, and then start backlinking that. We'll get more into that here in the future, but I just wanted to kind of want to go over this real quick, just exactly what this means. So you got domain age, which is right here, and then you've got the PR. This is the Google's PageRank. This is their quality score that ranges from 0 to 10. We talked about that in the first webinar that we did when we did the webinar a week ago, but we touched on that a little bit. So the PageRank is Google's score 0 to 10. The higher to 10, the more authority the site has. Then you've got the citation flow. This is the the measure that Google's page rank, and this is something completely different. This is a score used by Majestic. I don't really look at this a whole lot, and I don't use the trust flow metric a whole lot. But these are basically different measures within Majestic SEO. I use Ahrefs, and I use a combination of that and OpenSite Explorer. Majestic is another source that they give you their own measurements and metrics right here, and that's what these two numbers are right here. Now, something I do want to look at is the IC. This is the index count. This is the number of pages that's indexed on these particular sites. And you can see this locksmith and key. You see they've got 566 index count, and this is actually done. This is done in Bing, so this is pulling from Bing instead of Google. But this will give you an idea of how many pages they have indexed. I mean, you look at this right here. You got this Papa Lock. This is like a national franchise type stuff. They've got 38,000 links. So you look at this and you'll see authority rules. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that, Ryan?
Yeah, no, authority definitely rules here, and especially in this market, for sure. I want to answer a question. I want to answer a question real quick though. So, because people are like, "What do you use? What do you use?" So this is when I go to look at a landscape, I do it a little bit differently. I can't think of. We're actually on a new solution that we're like in a beta for because we have a relationship with the people. But it's similar to Market Samurai, where it quickly returns our data that we can look at. But for people that don't want to invest, you can do this stuff manually and actually pretty quickly. Derek, will you just go to Google real quick and just open up the same word, Dallas Locksmith? And do you have the extensions or anything that reports the page rank?
I
of the
did
sites?
at one time. Hang on one second. Let me see add-ons.
Yeah, see if you can find that. I want to show people that don't want to spend money or like learn that just a very down and dirty way. I think SEO Quake. That's what I think it is. SEO Quake.
Yeah.
Yep, it's disabled.
So I'm gonna restart it. Give me just a second here.
No worries. Yeah, just restart it. I want to show people just because not everybody has Market Samurai. Someone did say on here, guys, that there's a 40-day free trial or introductory trial. So that way you should be. So now we can look at it. So you can actually, is it working or not? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so you can actually go down and quickly look at, and Derek, you have to zoom in so everybody can see, like zoom in pretty good. So you can see right here, like the #1 rankings, like a PR2. One thing I like to do, there's two things that I do down and dirty to give me an idea of the market, because authority is one of the big things. So if we look, that's a PR2, PR1, a PR2, right? So if we add up all the PRs on the first page, okay, so add up the 1 through 10, and it'll give you PR whatever, and then divide to get the average. That's a good metric. Like if your average page ranks like 4 or 5, then you're probably in for a dogfight. Okay, you're probably in for some like Mike Tyson type fighting. So the higher the page rank average is usually a good indicator. Okay, that's one quick way. My sweet spot for me, if I see an average page rank of less than like 2 or 2.5, I usually am not too concerned. Okay, does that make sense to everybody?
That's a good way of doing that. I've never even thought of that. But that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, so like that's the down and dirty way. You just add up all the page rank, right? And for me, and maybe you can find different numbers, but for me, about the average page rank of 2 or 2.5, I'm like, yeah, I can come in here pretty confidently, right? But the higher the average page rank of all 10 is a good indicator. The second one, Derek, can you show them the all in title? Just type all in title and then put the keyword behind it. You know how the in the Google search results, like how you type in all in title colon and then open quotations do for Dallas Roofer. Yeah, so all in title and put in the same keyword colon.
Yeah, give me a second here.
Yep, and then yep, Dallas. Yeah, locksmith or whatever case is. So whatever the keyword is, you put it in and see it returns. Actually, put quotations around and see if it changes it with the quotations.
Right here or all the way?
Yeah, right. Yep. No, right in there by the D. Right after the colon by D. Yep, by D. Yep. Let's see if that narrows it down a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's more accurate. So now, guys, you see what we did? All in title, parentheses. Go back to the top, please, Derek. Where it says results. So it says about 2,160 results. So that means that whatever the average page rank is. So let's just say the average page rank is like 2, and then I see there's only 2,000 competing results. That's not bad. Okay, because some of these really big markets, like change Dallas locksmith to like one of the dating markets, one of the dating keywords, just to show a difference in competition. So we have 2,000 for Dallas locksmith, right?
Dating advice, is it good?
Yeah, dating advice. Yeah, dating advice. Let's see what's returned there. There's 363,000 results for dating advice. Which one of the, which Dallas locksmith or dating advice? Which one do you think is the extremely easier than the other one to rank for? Right. And then also, if you take off the all, just put in the regular word, and let's look at the average PR, the first page. You guys is this making sense for you guys so far in the chat box? Are you digging it? Does that is like a down and dirty, quick way? Okay. And what I'll do is I'll sort of put together different thresholds. So we look at dating advice, right? What we got? PR5, PR4, so that's a 9. PR5, so 14. 5, we're already at 19, 21. Keep going. 23, 25. So we're already at 27. So we're at average page rank. We're like over 3. Just a quick math in my head, right? So, and maybe a little bit higher. So we're in for a dogfight here. We got 300 and something thousand competing titles in the title, and then we have an average page rank of like 3 point something. That means it's going to be a dogfight, right? Okay, so this is just in my down and dirty way that I sort of look at something and I can take 3 to 5 minutes just to figure out if I like it or not, right? Right. So SEO Quake. Actually, we'll type in the box. That extension Derek's using right now is let me make sure it is SEO Quake. There are many extensions out there like it that are similar. But you can see that it returns you all the quick information, backlinks coming in, how many pages are indexed. If you zoom in real far on one of those, Derek, just really like on one of those listings.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
Yeah, that's fine. Then it's free. Yeah, SEO Quake's free. Right? We can see right here. So this dating advice, yourtango.com/dating advice. It's a PR of 2. There's 106,000 pages. I think that's the index. Yeah, Google index. I forget what the other ones. Most of Alexa rank is over there, right? But I concern myself with the PR, the index pages like Derek showed you, and the actual page rank coming in. Okay. All right. So if you want to go back to the Market Samurai, I just want to throw that in there, Derek. It's just a completely another quick and down dirty way.
I'm glad you did, dude, because I forget all about SEO Quake just because I don't use it that often,
Yeah. Well, for me, I'd rather, instead of dealing with a software that will work sometimes or not, like I'll just quickly go and like just look real quick, you know what I mean? And that's what I teach my guys, my team, the guys that are doing my SEO research for my company right now. That's what I show them. Like, what they'll present to me. They'll say, "Hey, Rymac, what do you think about all these keywords for this market?" And then they know I want to know how many pages are competing. I want to know the average page rank on the first page. And to me, in my mind, those are some of the most important things, as well as the amount of backlinks each one has, etc. Okay, so let's see. I'll take the site. If I want to know about backlinks, I'll take the site and I'll just plug it into Open Site Explorer. Right? Like if I'm really going that deep into backlinks and stuff like that. But again, Montano, that was a down, dirty, quick way I want to show you guys that you can look at something. And yep. Let's see. Local markets are typically, you'd be surprised, Janet, with the typical PR. Some of these bigger cities and like the San Diego's, the New York cities of the world. Some of these markets locally are tough. So I'm not going to tell you that the average PR is usually low in local markets. By far and large, it should be. But if Derek and I are trying to compete in the same local market, we're going to be able to figure each other out, right? And we see what's going on, and we're like, well, we'll just stay away from that market, or we have to ramp up, or we're not in for that. We're not ready for that fight. We'll go somewhere else, right? So it's a good way for you to look at how quickly you can do things, right? Roger that. Let's see. What would be the sweet spot for all in title? Okay, so this is sort of like what I do. Derek, if you'll pull up a notepad too, like this is just like how I feel about all in title. And let's keep Hangouts in mind because we're going to talk a little bit about Hangouts in a minute. But I do 1 through 500, all in title results, piece of cake. Right? Pretty much a piece of cake. There's not much competition there. With just basic SEO knowledge and a couple of good backlinks, you should be in there like swimwear. 1 in 500, I've seen a lot of Hangouts I've turned on and ranked before I've turned them off. Okay? Once we start getting to the 500 to about 1,500, it gets a little tougher. Right? 500 or 1,500, yep. Let's put a 1 in front of that, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, I pretty much go 2,000 to the 1,500 to 10,000. I make a jump all up to 10,000. Okay, right? And this is what I would say is like a medium market. This is like a medium tougher market. You got a little bit more work. And then when you go from 10,000 to 50,000, I mean, don't do it unless you know what you're doing. That's sort of like where I feel for you guys. Okay, so experienced. Anything above that, you're in for a dogfight. Okay, guys, you're in for. That means a lot of people competing. This is sort of a down and dirty thing. So if I go all in title for a keyword, and I see like 83 results turn, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Like we're coming in here and destroying this market, right? But as we go higher and higher, my plans change, right, guys? So this is sort of just, and this isn't what I'm telling you is not the Bible. This isn't like an exact science. This is just like my gut feelings. When I see these numbers, these are what I think to myself as part of this pie. Okay?
Always search in all title with quotations. Jordan, what that's doing is that's narrowing it down to that specific phrase. If you do it without the quotations, then basically it can contain any of those keywords in any kind of variation. So
yeah,
that's
Yep, it just means that exact phrase shows up in the title, the meta title, and usually if it's in the title, the person's trying to rank for it. So that means it's one of your competitors, okay? So that's what does it narrows down. Because if you just type in a keyword, you'll get hundreds of thousands of millions of results, but when you do all in title for the keyword, you might get just hundreds, right? Let's see. Okay. Perfect. And guys, a reminder, all this is being recorded and I believe transcribed. We usually transcribe these so everybody can go back and read them too. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Miguel. You would type that in and that would tell you how many competing results are for dentists, that keyword that you just told me. Okay, I don't want to say your market out loud. Having an AMD can benefit in the process. Just be careful not to over optimize them. Yes, Janet. It's not so much that I'll do it for 3 to 5 keywords and decide if it's the market I'll enter, but I'd use it to decide which keyword I want to enter into the market first, right? So I'm looking for a rapid way into a market, and then I work backwards from there. I'd rather get fast rankings real quickly and then work towards the long-term domination type style stuff. So. All right, cool. So let's get back on to. Were you good with your Market Samurai stuff? Or
yeah, let me just go over a couple more things here.
Sure.
Basically, these, if you scroll over this will show you exactly what this is. So like we're talking about index count. So this is what the index count is for that particular domain. And then you've got the referring domains. So basically, this is the number of unique domains that's pointed to these specific sites. The RDP, this is the referring domains that are referring to the specific page. So like in this case, you've got this specific page that it's pointed to. And then you've got the backlinks. The backlinks, so this is the total number of backlinks that's pointed to this page. So you'll see this has got 1,300 pointed at this specific page. And then you've got BLD, which is the backlinks that's pointed at the whole domain, that's pointed at any URL on that domain. So you'll see there's 324,000 backlinks for this papalock.com domain. Does everyone understand that? And I just want to look at these and just see like what's happening here, so I'll know, like what Ryan was saying, if I want to, go after a different market, or if I want to, base this on, if this is a long-term deal, or if this is something I can get into really, really fast. Then this will tell you the number of backlinks that are coming from like edu and .gov sources. You can see there's only one site here that that has 5 backlinks, which is in that number 8, and the rest of them, have 0, or well, there's actually one more down here at the bottom, but it has 1 backlinks from edu and .gov sites.
Here's a good question, and I think I was so Robert's saying, please explain why the number 1 for Dallas Locksmith is number 1. It doesn't make sense. Number 2 looks much stronger.
Okay. So let's just look at this here. So you've got a 13-year-old domain, and this has got a PR1 right here, right? And look, what we want to do is we want to look at the quality of the backlinks. So that's the one thing that I can see right here, right off the bat, because I know that this obviously this has got a lot greater of a number of domains pointed at it and a lot number of backlinks. But it's like what we were saying before. Quantity doesn't always mean quality. What I would want to do is dig a little further and see what kind of backlinks are pointed at this site versus this one right here.
Yep.
Something else that you're looking at right here too, like if you keep on going down, this will tell you what we were talking about before, that we were using the free SEO Quake plugin or extension. This will tell you all the data, like if it's in the title, description, and the head. So yeah, so this right here, that's a good question. But like this right here, this is a inner page. But that's what I would want to do, is I want to look at this. I would grab this URL, and then I would go into Ahrefs, and I would look and see what kind of backlinks are pointed at that, and then look at the quality of those versus looking at the quality of backlinks that are pointed at this one, and just see if there's any kind of discrepancy in between the two. So that's what I would look at to determine why this is outranking.
That's pretty much the same thing I would say. Is I would look at the backlinks and see what's the difference. The number 1 listing might have much more trusted backlinks than number 2, among other things. But at the end of the day, it's the backlinks. Okay. I think next, Derek, you want to go over using pre-recorded video in the Hangouts and stuff, or where else are we on here? I think let's do this. So is everybody good so far? How's it going so far for everybody that's here? Is everybody sort of at least learning something, moving forward, getting a better understanding? And yep, good, thanks, good, going decent, sweet, on target, loving it. Okay, so I know a lot of the people that came in, you guys know about Hangouts, right? You've heard about Hangouts, maybe, right? Possibly. Somebody somewhere said something about the Hangouts. So Derek hits me up the other day, and like yesterday, earlier, and he's like, "Look, man, I figured out a good way to use pre-recorded content to send through Hangouts, and we're right in the middle of actually trying to automate that for you guys. So I wanted Derek to sort of end this call on showing that way for you guys. Okay, so if you already have some pre-recorded content, you can test. If not, but then we're gonna give you some homework. We want you to go out and like research some markets, get your feet wet, and try one of these and see what's what. Okay, so Derek, if you want to get into that real quick, and let's go over that for a little bit too, and talk about some Hangout ranking stuff here.
Yeah, one of the things too, like I'm in some markets that I don't want anybody to know that I'm a part of. Like I don't want my name broadcast, that I'm there, right? So one of the challenges for me, and I just kind of give you the backstory why this was important to me. The backstory was I wanted to be able to hire out people to do the videos, like they could do like the little video scribes, and you can find people on Fiverr all day to do these little video scribe type videos. But it was important for me that I would remain anonymous. So essentially what I would do is I would go in and I would hire someone to do a voiceover, and then I would match, one of those video scribe videos. I'd have somebody to do that, merge it all together, and it'd be a nice looking video. Well, I wanted to be able to do that with Hangouts. And this is important because if you want to remain anonymous, and even if you don't want to remain anonymous, here's the cool thing about this. You can use this to take over your entire marketplace. You can use this to knock yourself off. And what I mean by that is if you find a market that you're like really doing well with and you start to make money, well, at that point, if you're making money from one video, why not try to do another video and to try to do another site and try to build more assets on the page one, like what Ryan and myself have been talking about, you know, just pure domination over the first page. So what I wanted to do is figure out a way of doing Hangouts. So this is the way that I'm doing this, and what Ryan's doing too, to basically test the market, is we're using Hangouts, and then we're trying to grow the business further from based on what we've been able to test the waters with Hangouts, be able to build sites out and be able to build more videos out, be able to build more properties on page one. So one of the tools that I used that I figured out was a free tool. It's called ManyCam, and I'll just do a Google search here for you.
Yeah, I was drop the link in here. So I guess if you Google search it, ManyCam, so ManyCam.com. I'll drop the link in for everybody. But
yeah, ManyCam.com. This is a free software, and basically there's a paid version for it too. The paid version is like $50. And what it does, the paid version gives you allows you to stream in high def. So if it's something that you're wanting to do, you may want to test a few of them out, and then if you're able to, you want a little bit crisper video, then you may want to upgrade to that. I just upgraded mine actually. So what you do is once you download ManyCam, this is what the screen's going to look like. Can everybody see this? Do I need to exit off of this?
Yeah, no, we can see the ManyCam screen. I could anyways.
Okay.
Yep, there we go. I can see it. Yep.
Okay, cool. So the first thing that you're going to do is when you come in here, you're going to see this is what the screen looks like. The first thing that you want to do is go over here to text, and this is going to be automatically checked right here where it says Show ManyCam logo. You want to just be sure you uncheck that because that's going to get rid of any kind of watermark in your video. John, I've only been able to get it to work on the PC. What I'm going to show you, they do have ManyCam for a Mac, but the controls are a little bit different unless they've updated it. So I'm gonna test that a little bit later on. Feel free to test it out. So okay, so Holly says program is awesome. Awesome, good. Glad it's working here. Okay, so you basically uncheck this, and then what you want to do is go over here and you go to settings. And basically, when you get in here, these are going to be checked right here, like these first 640 by 360, 640 by 480. What you can do is you can check these to be the higher definitions, and the high def ones are going to be locked unless you buy like the $50. Like I said, test it out on one or two. If you like what you see, then you can obviously buy that, and it will unlock these higher def videos. So anyway, I'm just going to uncheck these real quick. We're going to stick to the 1920 by 1080 since that's locked. But just letting you know that's your settings there for your video. And then what you want to do is you want to go right here to audio. Now there's not going to be anything right here. What you want to do is you want to click Add Microphone. And then what you want to do is go right in here to where it says System Sound. And what this is going to do is this is going to stream the sound that's coming from your computer through your Hangout. And don't mess with the audio controls. Don't crank the audio up at first. Test it and see, and you'll want to see where your audio needs to be. If your video comes out where it's real echoey and there's like a lot of distortion, then that means the volume's turned up too high, and you'll want to just come in here and just lower the volume just a little bit, and then go from there. Okay, so we've got the audio, we've taken out the watermark, and we've fixed our settings. So then what we want to do is we want to go right here to where it says playlist. And what I do is I just go in here. The first thing that I want to do, and that's my camera right there. What I want to do is I want to go to blank image, and I just want to put any kind of image right here. I'm just going to put a red image right here. And then what I want to do is I want to add my video file. So in this case, we're going to go media files, and then I'm just going to pick a sample Market Samurai video that I did. So when I click on this video right here, you'll see my video starts to play. When I click on this, you'll see the red screen. Okay, so I'm going to pause, and you'll see the play button. You'll see this red screen is playing right here. So I'm just going to pause that right there. back that up, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to go in here to our Hangouts, and let me sign in. Just give me just a second here. Everybody good so far?
How many people? How many people's ever tried this minicam process? How many people haven't? Nope. Yep. Yep. Nope. Nope. Split cam. Yes. Haven't. Haven't. Have not. Nope. Nope. Never seen it. Nope. Nope. Oh, good. Okay. Perfect.
Holly, after the adjustments, did it turn out good? If you don't mind me asking.
Let's put it down in there. Nope. 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 A lot of no's. Good. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Holly said she had to turn down the volume. Yep.
Yeah, so I think that is important. I remember you mentioned that to me. So that part of the Derek was going over the volume. Make sure just to start with it like lower. Don't have it cranked all the way up.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So here we are. We're at my Google Plus profile, right? So what we want to do is you want to go in here just like you're going to do a regular Hangout, right? Go to Hangouts, and then what we do is start Hangouts on Air. And we're just going to give this a test run.
And by the way, while you're setting this up, we're actually working on our own version of like a minicam-esque, so it should be built into, very easily to hang out Daredevil for the people who do have that. So just FYI. Right now, this is completely free for you guys. Okay, go ahead, Derek. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll click Start, and all right, you'll see this is showing. You'll see this automatically showing my red screen, right? So this is streaming from my minicam screen that I've got right here, right? So what we want to do is we want to go in here to our settings, and we want to go to microphone. And well, first of all, you want to go to minicam virtual webcam. You want to be sure that's checked, and then you want to go to minicam virtual microphone. Okay. So, all right, so there's that, and then what you do is you click Save, and then whenever you get ready to start the broadcast, we're going to click Start Broadcast, and then we're going to switch over to this, and whenever the little Hangout thing dings, then what we'll do is we'll click on our playlist, which is right here, and it'll start playing this. Does everyone get it so far before I actually do it and go through with it?
Is everybody tracking up to this point right now? Awesome. Yes. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so we'll get to that, Robert. Yeah, it looks like everybody's up to this point. So go ahead and you can.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll click Start Broadcast. And you're going to see that the video looks like it's going backwards, right? But once it's rendered and everything, the video will be done the right way. So don't worry about this. If this looks backwards, then it's doing it right. So all right, so I'm just going to end this real quick. All right. So that's all there is to it.
Yeah, no, that's badass stuff. I know we get that question a lot, so it's gonna be useful for a lot of people. Now, let's do this. Let's get into. I want to get into sort of final thoughts and wrap some stuff up, and then talk about some homework for these guys, because I want you guys. Listen, if you're not out there doing stuff, okay, this is what it is for me. I probably get asked if I could show you my Facebook inbox and all the different groups I'm a part of that I own. I probably get asked the same questions over and over again. At the end of the day, the answer comes down to, if you just go do it, you'll learn it. Like, I can tell you the answer all day long, but unless you actually ever do it, it doesn't matter, right? So this is what Holly says, just do it. She's probably one of the biggest people in the world that just does it. Like, she does not mess around when it comes to this stuff. So this is the homework, guys. This is what I want you to do. I want you to research, Derek and I want you to research one or more markets as we described. So you're going to look at what's on the first page and what's happening on the first page. Okay? And produce at least one Google Hangout for that market or to rank a web page, because some of you already may have a domain in a certain market. So this is the goal. By the end of the 3rd week, whatever this market is, following along, if you're doing your homework and following along with the training, we should have you first page and good rankings, traffic, and starting your branding process, okay, for that market, okay? Because there's a lot of markets that, and most of the ones that you guys want to go into, keywords, that shouldn't take you but about a month to rank into, especially if you're going to use a Hangout, okay? Now, so let's do this. What I want to do is I want to go. We're going to sit here for a minute. I want to go over for a little while, and I want to go over questions. Okay, so I know there's just so many questions that are coming in while we're trying to get through the content that we didn't get to answer everything. So, questions, start bringing them in right now, and then we'll look. So, it could be any, Miguel, any market. If you want to go into an affiliate market, go look at it. If you want to go into a local market, go do the research. But any market that you intend to want to make money in the future, research, and as we showed you, and get a bunch of data in that market, okay? Yes, Philip. So people are asking, can we show how we set up our backlinks and all structure? We're going to get into that. Again, guys, remember, this was a baseline. This was laying the foundation. Okay, so next week it's more advanced. We're going to go into silo structuring, different linking to the different interpages, and a lot more advanced stuff. But if we can't start talking about that stuff now, or we'll lose almost half the audience, right? So we're definitely going to get there. Yeah, that's next. Yep. Let's see. Are you putting in all the Hangouts to the same Google account? We're testing the waters. Yeah, you can make a test of waters. This is what I like to do, Danny. And there's a resource. Damn it, I can't think of the resource. I know Derek, you're the one that showed it to me, but you can basically search in a keyword and it shows you all the available social media. If you can pull that up. So if you're going to go into test the water and hope that it works, you might as well have something set up that's specific to that thing. So if it works, you can keep what you've already ranked, right? There it is. Yeah, Noam, that's what it is, noam.com. Yep, Danny, so Noam, you can basically put in your keyword, and then you want to grab all those accounts to show up. If your market works and you're ready to go and dominate, that's where you want to go. Okay, so definitely do that. Let's see. If you see something, Derek, jump in.
Yeah, here's a good question. Please talk about the importance of setting up a separate Google Plus page if we don't want to use our main Google Plus profile to run the Hangout. Yeah, you can set up a different one. You'll just need to verify it through verify your YouTube channel and all that stuff. And from what I'm seeing, you can verify, I believe, up to 5 profiles with one phone number.
Yeah, and also you can get a bunch of verified profiles from outsourcers and Fiverr,
yep.
Stuff like that too. But it's funny because I have so many Gmail accounts. I've exhausted like all my phone numbers. Like
yep.
my fiance's phone. I'm like, baby, you're about to get a text from Google. Give me the passcode. like doesn't work on hers anymore. So let's see. Yeah, if you came on late, that's fine. But there's gonna be replay, and again, we're gonna probably get all this stuff transcribed too, so you can actually read through it.
Hold on, I gotta jump in here for a minute, guys.
Nope.
This is Robert, and I just want to let you all guys know that Ryan once called me at 1 a.m. asking for permission to use my phone number. To use my phone number for his Google shenanigans. So I just had to jump in there and tell you about my buddy. 1 a.m. Seriously. So, all right.
That's funny.
I didn't feel like waiting. I was so antsy to test something, and I was like, I just needed an account approved like right then. And I did call Robert 1 a.m. and asked for the verification.
Ryan, you got to get you some burner phones, man.
I do. I have burner phones. I got burner phones all over the place. Like you know how it is. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Holly's like, I got 300 YouTube channels. Yep. Let's see. Show Noam real quick, just what it is, Derek. A couple questions about Noam. And this is good for you guys to know when we go into the more advanced weeks and talk about domination. Like if the market works, then you're going to want to grab. Yeah, so Dallas Locksmith was the example.
So basically, you just type that in, and basically this is going to go out and search to see what's available. So you'll see it's available with YouTube as a username. So this is going to help you with with your rankings. If you've got a keyword specific to these channels, then it's going to be easier to rank. Then you can
it's going to be youtube.com/keyword, foursquare.com/keyword, vmo.com/keyword. Like all the ones that are available, it's going to have that keyword in, like, you can name it. So it's really good for scaling.
So like if this Facebook was available, you would see it'd be like facebook.com/Dallas Locksmith. And same thing with Twitter, and the same thing with YouTube.
Yep. Let's see. So is it preferred? Let's see. Boop, boop, boop.
Miguel, that what we just showed you, that was a way to do it with this using the Manicam. You just basically take the video and you basically are streaming it through Manicam.
We're going to talk about monetization and different things with putting phone numbers and where to place them and stuff like that. And I believe that's the last week we go over to monetization. Because if you can't rank them, it doesn't matter if you can monetize it. Like you have to know how to rank the shit before you can make money from it. So a lot of how I do local monetization, how Derek does affiliate monetization, and everything between, we'll be covering that stuff. So next week I think we're going to do the setting up the PBNs the right way type stuff and URL structures and silos. I think we're going to do that next week. It's not going to be next week or the last. We're definitely going to go over the class CIP stuff and renaming all your stuff and hiding it. That's very important.
One thing I want to reemphasize. I got a lot of questions coming in about this and that or whatever, and I want to emphasize something you said. Just do it, but I want to emphasize just do it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, yeah. Like you don't have to get this for years. And I'm still this way to some degree. I was so meticulous about getting everything just a certain way, looking just right. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans if you can't monetize it. So don't give two shits as much about what it looks like. Instead of just focus on the rankings, focus on getting the rankings, and then you can always change it out if you need to, or you can always add a different video or something along those lines. So the main thing is just get going with it. Get going with it. Don't worry about it being perfect.
Holly's on the call, and she says, I screwed up 15 times before I got it right. It's like, at the end of the day, like, again, and I'm glad you pointed that out, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, just do it. And at the end of the day, expertise and experience trumps all, guys. Like, you can ask Derek and I 9,001 questions. We can answer them all with the top 2 answers in the world, but it doesn't matter if you don't have any experience, because now you just have information and you still have never applied it. And to become experienced, you have to apply the information you learned. So it's important that you're doing this stuff, and that's why we like to give you homework so you're at least applying the information. Let's see.
And the thing with the Hangouts too is like it can be done so quick, so you can quickly see, if this is going to be a market that you want to go after. If you can rank it pretty easily, and if you can monetize it really easily, then that's going to be something that, hey, maybe I want to dive a little deeper into this. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to replicate that process over several different markets without having to go in and worry about building up a site, setting a site up, setting up hosting, and all that stuff. It's more about speed into the marketplace to just basically test the waters, like what we were saying.
Let's see. Next week, guys, I would have just made next week we're going to do the PBNs. Okay, we'll go over the research and different things to look at, and we'll go over all that stuff again more in depth for you. I know there's people on the call that want that information like ASAP, but guys, you have to remember, we're teaching a globe here, and we can't please everybody the first time around. We had to lay this foundation, because without this foundation laid, then we're just leaving people behind, and we're not about leaving anybody behind. Okay. So I think, Derek, it looks like we're getting a lot of feedback. People have a lot of questions about PBNs. I think let's make that the focus for next week.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, because I'm getting a lot of those questions, and I just don't want to address them right this second, because I don't want to confuse everybody on this call. Um, let's see. There's one came about Manicam. When you use a Manicam with Hangouts, when you press Start Broadcasting, how do you time this correctly so you click Start on the Manicam? Jordan, like the broadcast counts down. When you click Start Broadcasting, you can change your screen, right? Derek shows you, and when you see it go broadcast, you can just click on the window of the video.
Yeah, so basically that's why I put this little red, or you could put, if you wanted to put up like an image. So like you could, when you go in here to add this, you can just put up, like, let's say media files. You can actually put up you can put a blank image up. You can put a media file that would be a video or like a JPEG. So if you wanted, like, if you were like OCD about it having a red image at the beginning, and you wanted like just something to look crystal clear, you could put up a logo of whatever you're trying to promote or whatever you're trying to do, or whatever you're branding. You can put up a logo right here. You can just put up a JPEG file, and that would show at the beginning. But basically, that's why I stuck this up right here, was so it would give me a little bit of time to move over to be able to click on this to start playing the video.
Right, perfect. Okay, so question. How much does using PLR or not regarding duplicate content matter or affect things? Listen, this is what duplicate content is meant and designed for. It's very in a day is duplicate content within your website. Okay, as long as, if you take content from elsewhere, as long as you credit the content back to where you got it from, it doesn't matter. You can use it. All right, guys, we do it all the time. We take our press releases and just re-syndicate them and put them on our website, verbatim, word for word. It's duplicate content, and just link back to the source. So don't let duplicate content scare you, and especially when we're starting to talk about local stuff. I've taken the same exact websites and I've ranked them in multiple cities. The same exact content. The only thing I changed was a keyword, which is the city location. Okay, so don't overthink that either. All right. Let's see. You can also hear beep 2 times when it means it's live. Yep. It doesn't matter how long the video is. It all depends on the market. Yep. Perfect, Ron. Perfect. I might have some good examples for you, James, how I replicate those markets, and I'll pull them up. Because there's some that I'm not in anymore, but there's some I still am in. So the ones I'm not in anymore, I don't care if I show you guys all those. Yep. So I'll look into that. But yeah, but I was basically taking, what was it? What's it called? WP Twin. I would build one website, like a cheesy little website, and then, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Let me Google a couple words here. I haven't looked in a while at some of these. Nope, I have to look after the call. I don't want a lot of dead area. I have to look after the call, but basically you can build one site for, let's just, one of my examples that I know, what I used to do was I would build an air conditioning repair site, and I'd use an EMD, like a really long one, and then a little simple, 300 words of content maybe, and then I would just replace the keywords. And I would use WP twin it on a new domain in a new city, same content, just a different video, because the video had to show the different number and stuff, and that way I was just replacing keywords basically.
There's a plugin that you can do if you do it's called, I think, search and replace or find and replace. It's a plugin. If you do that, what Ron's talking about, and then you install that plugin, I think it's called Find and Replace. It's a free plugin, and it will actually go through your content of your WordPress site and swap all the cities out.
Perfect. An EMD exact match domain stay. So we went over it earlier in the call. Let's see. Hey Ryan, I just want to say, drop a note. After the first hangout I made, my indexer, I now have 180 clients on the indexer, 5,500 a month in the HO. Ranks direct everyone. So thanks for directing me to the. You're welcome, Holly. You are welcome. You are. Let's see. No, I don't use Yoast. I think all all-in-one is the one because it's part of page one. Isn't all-in-one part of page one, Derek? The all-in-one SEO plugin.
Yeah, all-in-one SEO is part of page one. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So let's see. All right, guys. Look, we're going close to 2 hours. I'm ready for next week too. Like I'm already pumped because you can look forward to this. We're going to do. We're going to go more over the PBNs Class C. It's going to go a little bit more freakier, a little bit more advanced. And then it'll roll into week 3, which is going to be as advanced as it can get with some really just crazy shit. You're going to be like, damn, the guy had no clue. So, guys, Emily sent information in the chat box over here, but just in case, I'm going to drop it in here. Support. Let's see, what did she tell you guys to do? Hold on. Okay, so all of the Facebook group invites have been sent to the email tied to your JVZoo account. Okay, so if you should, I haven't been on Facebook during the call or anything, so if you haven't got that, support at daredevilmarketing.zendesk.com. If you have not got your invite through your email that you bought through, okay, make sure you just send in that help ticket and start putting questions and different stuff in there, because if we see different questions and good threads, then Derek and I know to talk about it live in the different calls, okay? Let's see. We'll talk about that. I know I just whet everybody's appetite about the page one plugin. I'll talk with Derek about that offline after this call. I didn't.
Rame put me on the spot, didn't you?
Yeah, I put Derek like right on the spot. I mean, it might not even be ready for I don't know. We'll talk offline about that. Okay, guys. So people are already getting in the Facebook group. Perfect. Let's see. We'll get a lot of the local type listings we should connect to. Thank you, guys. Yeah. No, we're gonna go with that stuff too. Yes. Yep. Vic says, let it be freaky. Freaky is good. Ian, hit up support. You should have the information to you. Okay. Support at daredevilmarketing.com or .zendesk.com. You should have your members area information. If not, make sure you get in there. As soon as this is done, we like to keep these right under 2 hours because you guys just start falling asleep on us after 2 hours. We start getting tired of talking after 2 hours. It's just best for everybody we keep it right at that time. So everybody who showed up the first week, which is like 90% of everybody who got in here, was awesome, showed up. So this is really exciting. Thank you, guys. Please also thank Emily and Robert in the chat box too, and because they are in the background helping this possible. Derek and I were just the ones bumping our gums to you guys, but without those two, this is also just something that wouldn't have been made possible. All right, guys. So look forward to seeing the Facebook group. Derek, and definitely the live call we're going to have a week from now.
Awesome.
Derek,
thank you, guys.
Yep. Perfect. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.